Hello, and welcome finally, to Miss Hope's Reading Hour. Oh, my friends, welcome to this marvelous Monday broadcast of Miss Hope's Reading Hour. I am so glad to, again, finally be here with you all. Unfortunately, my friends, we should have been on at 6 p.m., but because of technical difficulties, we were not able to be on at 6 p.m. Apparently, let me sit back. Apparently, my computer decided that it wanted to restart right when we were about to start the reading hour. So I had to change the time twice so that we could get on and we can have Miss Hope's reading hour today on this marvelous Monday. Now, it was a really rainy Monday here in the city of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. It was very rainy, very. I was a little scared a little bit because Miss Hope does not like lightning. Okay. And they were saying it was going to be thunder and lightning. And then I heard like some rumbles and I was like, oh no, hopefully we're going to be able to get on. Because where I do Miss Hope's reading hour, I'm right next to a window. So I was like, oh, yeah. So hopefully, none of that'll happen while I'm on. And it didn't. It didn't even happen at 6 o'clock, friends. Didn't even happen at 6 o'clock. So I'm glad to be here with you finally. And today is day two of the 12 days of donations up until Christmas. So yesterday, our donations would have been to Philabundance here in the city of Philadelphia that does so much good work to make sure that those who are suffering with hunger and food insecurity in the city have good, nutritious food to eat. Now, today, our organization that we are going to encourage you all to donate to, if you look down at the ticker, it says 12 days of donations. Donate to UNICEF. UNICEF, the United Nations Children's Foundation. It used to be called the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund, but it is the United Nations Children's Fund. So that is the recipient of these donations today and tomorrow, our terrific Tuesday, and the beginning of Wednesday. So I'm putting this out here not so that you just donate on one day, donate in one evening. You have kind of 2 days that you can donate if you would like to donate to these organizations. Now, UNICEF has been around for a very long time. It's been around since 1946, as a matter of fact. Let me read a little bit of information for you about UNICEF. UNICEF, helping every child thrive all over the world. Over 8 decades, the United Nations Children's Fund has built an unprecedented global support system for the world's children. UNICEF relentlessly works day in and day out to deliver the essentials that give every child an equitable chance in life: healthcare and immunizations, safe water and sanitation, nutrition, education, emergency relief, and more. UNICEF advances the global USA advances the global mission of UNICEF by rallying the American public to support the world's most vulnerable children. Together, we have helped save more children's lives than any other humanitarian organization. That, my friends, is impressive. So, I remember when I was younger and when I was in school, we would have like little coin boxes sometimes to do donations, and they would send us the coin boxes and they would be folded flat, and then you unfold them and you go to your family members and friends and get them to give you loose change. And sometimes we would compete for who could get the most little coin boxes back to school. And I believe UNICEF was one of them. So I've known about UNICEF since I was a child. And UNICEF works in 190 countries and territories around the world to help children and families um, to have all the essentials that they need, including food and nutrition. And not just food, but um, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought, but also like vitamins, because a lot of children are not just hungry, they are suffering from malnutrition around the world. So that also means that they don't have the proper vitamins and minerals in their diet so that they can have a healthy life. So UNICEF works to provide all of those things for children all around the world, okay? Not just in other countries, even here in the United States. So I encourage you, as you can see, this way, up here in the corner, I'm sorry it's so small, but the logo for UNICEF, and it says for every child. And that's what they work for. So you can donate online by going to unicefusa.org to donate any amount that you want to donate. And if you want to find out more about what UNICEF is doing to help children all around the world who are suffering from hunger and malnutrition, you can go to unicefusa.org/mission/survival/nutrition. Okay. But if you can't remember all of that, it's right down here in the ticker. Okay. So please do go and donate, because this pandemic that we are going through, it is global. It's not just here in the United States. And so there are a lot of children who need our assistance. Okay. So with all of that being said, let me give my little disclaimer. All of my friends, my young friends and older young friends, this music, these books we're about to read, Miss Hope, unfortunately, does not own the rights to any of them, but they are here for your listening enjoyment. Okay. Now let's get to the books. Let's get to the books. So this is our last day of Native American Heritage Month. So we are going to read some more selections from 13 Moons on Turtle's Back. And I do still have some other Native American heritage books. Just because Native American Heritage Month is over, we celebrate everyone's history all year long, okay? So some of those books might come back out at another time, okay? 13 Moons on Turtle's Back. We'll read some more selections from this. Written by Joseph Bruchac and Jonathan London, illustrated by Thomas Locker. This is a Paper Star book. All right, our next book we are going to read from is called The Mud Pony. Isn't that a beautiful picture? The Mud Pony. Retold by Karen Lee Cohen, illustrated by Shanto Begay. And you see that down there? It's a Reading Rainbow selection. We'll be reading from this book today. And this is a really cute book. I didn't think it was going to come as a board book, but it's still really cute. It's called Little Pea. Since we're talking about nutrition, I thought this would be a good book to read. Little Pea. This book is by Amy Krauss Rosenthal, illustrated by Jen Chorus. The Little Pea. It's the Chronicle Kids book. It's cute. And of course, you know how Miss Hope likes her mysteries. We have to find out some more about who is stealing the 12 days of Christmas. Okay? We got to find out. Now, let us get to our first book. Some selections from 13 Moons on Turtle's Back. A Native American Year of Moons. So we read about the first 5. Let's read about a couple more. We read the frog moon and the budding moon. Excuse me. Oh, the next one, the strawberry moon. In late spring, a small boy whose parents had died when hunting game down by the river where the Jogeo, the little people who care for the plants, live. He shared what he caught with those little people. In return, they took him in a magic canoe up into the cliffs, taught him many things, and gave him strawberries. He was gone just 4 days, but when he returned, years had passed, and he was a tall man. He shared with his people what he was taught and gave them the sweetness of the red strawberries. So each year, the Senecas sing songs of praise to the little people, thanking them again for this moon's gift. This is the 6th moon of the Seneca people. Wow. I love strawberries. Moon when acorns appear. When the world was new, it was covered with water until Earth Elder, the creator, reached down to the mud below and placed it onto Turtle's back. Earth Elder shaped the sun and the stars, then sat for a moment, thinking of what was most needed. What would help the humans still to come? That was when Earth Elder made the first tree, a great oak with 12 branches arching over the land. Then, sitting down beneath it, the sun shining bright, Earth Elder thought of food for the people, and acorns began to form. So it is each year when the sun shines brightest, these first acorns come, and our Pomo people gather this moon's coming harvest. This is the 7th moon of the Pomo people. Oh, let's read one more. Moon of wild rice. In the old days, they say, Bear came out of the ground and became a man, but he was lonely. He called to the sky, Thunder Eagle, come down to earth and be my brother. Then the giant eagle, who made thunder and lightning by flapping his wings and flashing his eyes, flew down, and he too became human. Then the Creator, the good mystery, made the thunder people, the water bearers, gave them the gifts of corn and fire. To the people of the bear, the good mystery gave another gift, wild rice. When the Thunder people came to visit the bear village near the mouth of the Menominee River, they brought with them water and fire and corn. The bear people gave them wild rice in exchange. And so it came to be that those two families lived together and harvest their special food in the wild rice moon, the eighth moon of the Menominee people. So we will stop there. Oh, I have to read the rest of these 13 moons. I think I will finish these as the week goes on. These stories are so interesting, like the stories that they come up with about how things came to be. I like reading these books. All right, so now let us get to The Mud Pony. This book is retold by Karen Lee Cohen, illustrated by Chantal Begay. It is a scholastic book. Nope, new books, gotta bend them a little bit. There was once a poor boy in an Indian camp who would watch by the creek as other boys watered their ponies. More than anything, he longed for a pony of his own. So at last the boy crossed the creek, dug the wet earth, and shaped a pony out of mud. He gave it a white clay face. He loved his mud pony. Every day he went to it and took care of it as if it was real. One day, while the boy was with his mud pony, scouts rode into camp. "We've sighted buffalo several days' journey west," they said. The people broke camp, for they would starve in the months ahead if they didn't hunt the buffalo. The boy's parents looked everywhere, but they couldn't find him. Finally, they had to leave without him. Oh man. When the boy got back to camp, he saw that everyone was gone. "My people," he cried out, "I will never find you. I am all alone." He wandered, heartsick and hungry, around the empty camp, picking up scraps of dried meat and a tattered old blanket someone had thrown away. He ate, then huddled up in the blanket and cried himself to sleep. As he slept, he dreamt his mud pony was alive and spoke to him. "My son, you are not alone. Mother Earth has given me to you. I am a part of her." When the boy woke at daybreak in the empty camp, he cried for his people. Then he went to his mud pony and could hardly believe his eyes. The white-faced pony was alive, tossing her mane and pawing the ground. She spoke like the pony in his dream. "My son, you are not alone. Mother Earth has given me to you. I am part of her. You must do as I say, and someday you will be a chief among your people. They are far away. Get on my back. I will take you to them. But do not try to guide me, for I know where to go." For 3 days they journeyed over the plains. The boy was worn and hungry, but he would not give up. He let the pony guide him. Then, at the third nightfall, the boy saw smoke curling up from teepees in a camp. They had reached his people. "Go and find your parents," said the pony, "but leave them before dawn. It is not time yet for the others to see you. I will be waiting in the hills. Now cover me with the blanket to protect me from the rain, for I am a part of Mother Earth." The boy went into the camp. He wandered among the teepees until he found the smallest one. He went in and threw dried grass into the fire. So a blaze went up. In the fire's light, he saw his mother and woke her. "Here I am," he said. She touched him and tears came into her eyes. Then his father woke and marveled at how the boy had found them when they had gone so far away. Before dawn, the boy told his parents, "I must go now, on my own." He left them, but from the hills he turned and watched as the people broke camp to continue on their way to the buffalo. At last they disappeared. For 3 more days, the boy and the pony journeyed over the plains. The boy was weary and had no food at all, but he kept on going. Finally, at the third nightfall, he saw a camp in the distance. "There are your people," said the pony. "It is time that you join them. Ride me into camp." The boy did, and all the people came out of their teepees, astonished to see him. A war chief invited him into a big teepee. There was soup and dried meat and 2 buffalo horn spoons in a wooden bowl. They ate together. "Nawatiki," the war chief saluted him. "You journeyed over strange land, starving and alone, and yet you found us. You have a gift, a great power, and now you must help our people. An enemy has attacked us on our way west, killing men, keeping us from reaching the buffalo. At daybreak, you must join us in battle." When the boy left the big teepee, he trembled, but the pony spoke to him. "My son, do not be afraid, for I am part of Mother Earth, and the enemy's arrows can never pierce the earth. Put earth all over your body, and you will not be hurt." At daybreak, he covered his body with earth and rode the pony straight into the fight. There was a fierce battle, but he led his people to victory. At last, the people were free for the hunt, and the boy on the white-faced pony showed the way, capturing more buffalo than any of the grown men. Years passed, And always the boy let his pony guide him. Always he was a powerful leader. Finally, he was made a chief. As a chief, he had a corral full of fine horses, but the white-faced pony was his great gift. He tied many eagle feathers into her mane and tail, and every nightfall he carefully covered her with a blanket to protect her from the rain. Then one night, while he slept, the pony came to him in a dream. My son, now you are a chief among your people, a chief with the power of Mother Earth. It is Mother Earth who gives you the power, and not I. I am a part of her, and it is time that I go back to her. You must let me go. The chief got up in the dark and went to his pony. She pawed the ground and tossed her mane in the wind. Take my blanket, she said. He did. Then he went into his teepee. Just before daybreak, he broke to shrill winds and rushing rain. He ran to his corral and looked everywhere for his white-faced pony. He couldn't find her. Then, as the morning light broke over the wet earth, the chief saw a patch of white clay. Wind, he heard a voice. I am here, your Mother Earth. You are not alone. The end. What a powerful story. As I was reading this story, it made me think about how appropriate it is for the fact that our organization for today and the next few days is UNICEF. Um, Many children around the world actually go through their parents separating from them, whether it's war, whether it's famine, whether it's some type of natural disaster. Children get separated from their parents. And a lot of times they have no way of getting food or nutrition or being safe. And UNICEF helps children who are in these types of situations. So I encourage you, as you are listening to our next two stories, that you will continue to look at our ticker down here and that you would donate. Every little bit helps. That you would donate to UNICEF and help children, not just in this country, but all over the world. Okay? So, our next little bitty book is called Little Pea. This book is by Amy Krause Rosenthal, illustrated by Jen Corris. And this is a Chronicle Kids book. This is a really cute book, okay? This is the story of Little Pea, Mama Pea, and Papa Pea. I like peas, by the way. Little Pea was a happy little guy. He liked to do a lot of things. He liked rolling down hills, for example, super fast. I guess he would be good at that because he's round. He liked hanging out with his pea pals. Little cricket. Look at all his pea friends on the little pea playground. He liked it when Papa Pea came home at the end of the day. Papa Pea would fling Little Pea off of a spoon high into the air, and Little Pea would scream, "Again! Again!" At bedtime, Little Pea very much liked snuggling with Mama Pea and hearing stories about what Mama Pea was like when she was a little pea. But there was one thing that Little Pea did not like. What was that thing? Little Pea seemed to like a lot of stuff. Candy. That's what you have to eat for dinner every night when you are a pea. Candy, candy, candy. Can you believe that? Monday, red candy. Tuesday, orange candy. Wednesday, yellow candy. Thursday, purple and pink polka dotted candy. Friday, striped candy. Saturday, swirly candy. Sunday, rainbow candy. Little Pea hated all of it. I don't like any of it. If you want to grow up to be big and strong, a big and strong pea, you have to eat your candy, Papa Pea would say. If you don't finish your candy, then you can't have dessert, Mama Pea would say. How many pieces do I have to eat? Eat 5 pieces and you can have dessert. 5 pieces. 5 pieces. One. Yuck. 2. Ugh. 3. Ugh. 4. Bleh. 5 pieces of candy. Now can I have dessert? Yes, now you can have dessert, said Mama Pea and Papa Pea. Little Pea couldn't wait to see what it was. Spinach! Squealed Little Pea. My favorite. Little Pea licked his dessert plate clean. Yum, yum, extra yum. And they lived happily ever after. That was a cute story. Isn't that interesting? That the pea, that is a vegetable, that its favorite dessert would actually be vegetables. Now, I mean, it makes you think about how parents say to my young ones, I'm talking to you guys now, if you eat 5 pieces of broccoli, you can have something sweet. I remember when I was younger, I did not like asparagus. And one time my aunt made asparagus soup, and I could not find any way to hide the asparagus in the soup. So I had to eat it. Okay. Like my brother and my sister, I think they found a way to hide it. I didn't find a way. I wasn't that clever. So I had to just sit there and eat it. Now I love asparagus, love broccoli, love all kinds of vegetables, except for okra, because to me it's a little slimy. But some people say if you cook it a certain way, it isn't. But we'll have to see. Anywho, now I'm talking about all those vegetables like peas, which are high in protein and vitamins and minerals, and spinach, which is really good for you. But thinking about our organization, there are a lot of children all around the world who aren't able to get all of those healthy vegetables and fruits that we all get to enjoy, that my young ones get to enjoy. So I'll say to you again, make sure you look down at our ticker, okay? And up here to donate to UNICEF. My young ones, you can donate too. You can donate as well. I remember when I was younger, I would donate to organizations when they had them in school, and you can donate too. You can donate with your family to UNICEF, because as you go to your refrigerator and you look in your refrigerator and you're like, wow, we have, some healthy things in here. Think about those children who may not have those healthy things, and talk to your parents and say, Mom, Dad, Auntie, Uncle, Grandmom, Grandpa, whoever you're with, I think I may want to donate to an organization that helps other children in this country and around the world have the nutritious foods that I get to enjoy. Okay? So you are also encouraged to donate to UNICEF. Okay? All right, now let us get to our chapter book. We got to find out, friends, who is stealing the 12 days of Christmas. So far, and I mean, they started out early too. Okay. One of the geese is missing. Okay. Yeah, because we have 6 geese laying. Now it's 5 because someone has stolen it. We got to find out who is stealing the 12 days of Christmas. Okay. We have met our friend. Let's remind ourselves of his name, Alex. We have met him. We have met his friend. Let me see, I'm trying to remember what her name is. Yasmin. We've met Yasmin. Okay. And everyone on the block, they decorate their houses as the 12 days of Christmas in this small town in Pennsylvania. I live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Okay. So they live in College Springs. Okay. So the block decorates their block as the 12 days of Christmas during Christmas. They do it so much that if someone sells their house, the decorations come with the house. But now, someone has decided to start stealing the 12 days of Christmas. And we got to find out who it is. We are in chapter 2. All right. Maybe in your town it's different, but in College Springs, kids don't have to work hard on the last day before winter vacation. We had Our Friday spelling quiz, same as usual. We went to recess and threw snowballs. We had lunch. We got in our math groups. We had finished a multiplication worksheet and was coloring the puzzle when Russell leaned over. Russell loves to blab. He is always getting in trouble. Are you coming to my party? He whispered. I told you already I am, I said. It's going to be great, he said. Mice everywhere. Millions of mice. Too bad we can't take them home, I said. Russell's birthday party was Sunday afternoon at the toy store downtown, Mega Menagerie. It was a mouse party, of course. That's what everybody wants this year. I get to have 10 kids and peppermint ice cream cake, Russell said. You already told me, I said. And Mom even let Graham ask somebody. My little brother is so spoiled. I was never that spoiled when I was 5. I looked over at Miss Contis to see what she was doing. Miss Contis looked up at the same time and smiled. Shh, I whispered at Russell, and I nodded toward Miss Contis. But Russell didn't shush. Graham asked Billy Jensen, he said. Of course, the two of them get along. Billy Jensen is spoiled too. Russell, I whispered. What? Your party will be great, so be quiet, okay? Russell finally got the message. I went back to coloring. The door to the classroom opened and 3 moms walked in, all carrying trays of food. It was time for the class party. Yes! My mom was one of 3, the only one wearing a black police uniform. It has cool stuff like handcuffs hanging from the belt. When they saw her, the other kids in my class nudged each other, and Russell pointed at her gun. This always happens. Sometimes it makes me proud, and sometimes it makes me embarrassed. Hi, honey. Mom came over and knelt next to my desk. I'm really sorry, she said quietly, but I can't stay for the whole party. Something's happened, and I have to go back to work. Russell overheard. His eyes got big. Something bad? Like a murder? He asked. Not quite that bad, Mom said, but she didn't smile or say no big deal. This was pretty unusual. Most of Mom's cases are missing wallets, cars, and bikes. A lot of times they are lost, not stolen. Mom says it's a good thing people in College Springs are so absent-minded. Otherwise, she wouldn't have a job. There was no point asking her questions now, not in front of so many blabbermouths. I figured I would wait and ask her after school. But when I got home, feeling all sloshy with cookies and punch, Mom was still at work. And there was another surprise. Luau was gone. Chapter 3. My cat Luau was born on the same day as me. Here's what happened. Mom was drinking tea in the kitchen. I was inside her belly. She heard a horrible howl. It must have startled both of us because she felt the kind of pain that means the baby wants out. My dad had to pack her off to the hospital quick. No time to see what was howling. But later, when I got done being born, Dad solved the mystery. In a half-open drawer in our mudroom was a stray cat licking one sticky kitten. Mom named the kitten Luau, and now Luau is missing. I let him out this morning, Dad said. I thought he was making his rounds, but he didn't come back for supper. It's not like Luau to miss a meal. Dad put a glass of milk and a plate of Oreos on the kitchen counter for my snack. In my belly, the punch and cookies gurgled. Would you mind having a look around for him? Dad asked me. I wondered where Luau was too, but I wasn't worried. Luau is one of those big shouldered, muscly cats. He looks sweet curled up on the sofa, but in his heart, he is a tiger. If you don't believe me, I'll bring over the mole guts to prove it. Ugh. I'm supposed to take my mice over to Ari's, I said. He got the newest one for Hanukkah. It's a Mongol warrior from the 13th century, Genghis Mouse. You should see his weapons, battle axes and scimitars. It's they're amazing. Dad shook his head. Sometimes I think the Jensens are right, he said. What about the Jensens? I took a sip of milk. They don't let Michael and Billy have war toys, Dad said. You're kidding, I said. Not even mice? Not even. I couldn't believe it. Michael Jensen didn't own one single mouse? Did that mean he wasn't so cool after all? I remembered something else too. Last summer, practically everybody got water bazookas, but Michael and Billy did not. I never thought about it then, but now I understood. Gee, that's mean. I wouldn't call it mean, Dad said. Different parents have different ideas about raising kids, and the Jensens have a point. There's too much violence in the world. I don't know about too much violence. All I know is mice are amazing. I shook my head. Poor Michael. Poor Billy. Because you might have been living with no TV on Planet Squelch, I will explain about super macho military mice. They are little stuffed animal guys with big pink ears. Each one is dressed in a combat uniform and carries its own tiny weapons. Some of them come with transportation too, like a horse or a tank. Kids wait in line whenever a new mouse comes out. Around Christmas and Hanukkah, grandparents get in fistfights trying to buy the last one. You can look for luau on your way to Ari's, Dad said. I'm bad at finding things, I said. True, Dad said, but you might get lucky. Besides, luau is tough. Maybe he caught his own supper. Kitty fast food, said Dad. Not fast enough, I said. If he caught it. Dad laughed. Good one. I went upstairs, thinking how I liked hearing my dad laugh. He didn't used to so much. Either he was tired or he wasn't around. Till last year, he worked 24/7 at this new company that made some kind of software. He and Mom talked all the time about how we were going to be rich, richer than the Jensens. And they have the biggest house on our street and take ski vacations every year. Rich sounded good to me, but with Dad working so much and Mom's weird detective hours, I spent a lot of time with babysitters and at after school club. Then things changed. I don't know precisely what happened, but one afternoon Dad came home and told us he had to quit. Now he calls himself a house husband. We don't have people come to clean for us anymore. We don't go out to dinner. We don't talk about getting rich. Sometimes having Dad around so much can be a pain, like now, when he's telling me to look for my cat, or when I tell somebody my dad does the laundry and the somebody looks at me funny. But mostly, I like having him home. I took my 6 mice off the windowsill and put them in my backpack. Some kids have a zillion, the lucky pups. I thought again about Michael and Billy and how they didn't have any. I guess it was possible to be cool if you don't own mice. I mean, if it wasn't your fault. Michael and Billy can't help it if their parents have messed up ideas. Anyway, I have only 6 mice because I have to buy them with my own money. I was hoping to get more for Christmas. The one I really want was Ulysses S. Mouse. The company doesn't make him anymore, so he's practically impossible to find. Before I ran downstairs, I looked out of my window. Still 5 geese. By the front door, I stopped to ask Dad. I did call over there this morning, he said. Margie Lee hadn't even noticed. You know how she is. Are they going to replace it by tonight? I asked. She was going to try, Dad said. But where do you get a big goose on short notice? I slung my backpack over my shoulder and walked out the front door. It wasn't that cold this afternoon, and Luau has a couple of favorite sunny spots. One is the porch swing at the D'Agostino's. I looked, but he wasn't there. The second is down the street at the Sikoras, the bird bath in their backyard. The Sikoras are never home, so I cut back beside their house and looked over the fence. Nope, nothing in the bird bath either. Where can he be? I thought. Maybe I should call Dad when I get to Ari's and report. I passed the Ryans' house and was rounding the corner at Bub's when something in his window caught my eye. Bub's curtains are almost always closed. You can make out the flicker of the TV set behind them. But this didn't look like a flicker. It looked like an orange tail. I braked fast. Was that Luau's tail? Why would Luau be at Bub's house? Was it like a kidnapping? I mean, a catnapping? Chapter 4. No one is named plain Bub, but that is the only name I have ever heard for him. He is an old guy. In his driveway is an extra car that never goes anywhere. He doesn't always mow his lawn or shovel his walk. He doesn't put up Christmas lights or play music. Some of the neighbors call Bub's house an eyesore. According to Billy Jensen, Bub used to be a bank robber, and before that, he was a professional wrestler. Billy never said anything about catnapping, though. And anyway, everybody knows Billy tells stories. As I stood on the walk in front of Bub's, trying to decide what to do, I figured only 3 things for sure. 1, Bub is big with a loud, gruff voice. 2, my cat is missing. 3, there was an orange tail swishing in the window. It all added up to one thing. Alex Parakeet to the rescue. Two-pad Alex Parakeet is a wimp. Unlike my cat, I am not big-shouldered or muscly. I'm more like a small with a round middle. My parents say I am a healthy kid, and this is what healthy kids are supposed to look like. Muscles come later. But what else would parents say? That I looked like a party balloon and someday if I'm lucky, I'll look like a beach ball? If you know anything about parents, you know this is not how they operate. I could ask Dad for help, I thought, but I knew what Dad would say, that Bub is a neighbor. That Bub has a gruff voice only because he used to smoke cigarettes. That I am certainly capable of ringing a doorbell and asking about my own cat's tail. Aren't I? I had no choice. I walked up the driveway and up the steps to the porch. I tried to look cool like someone who has been walking on his own for years and years now. I breathed 2 times, then I pressed the doorbell. Almost instantly, the door creaked, I swear, and swung open. Well, I will stop there. So, only the one geese laying is missing, and now the cat is missing and could be in this mysterious neighbor's house. Okay, so now it's starting to sound mysterious. And we still do not know what Alex's mom was talking about when she brought the food to his class for the winter break party. So we got to find that out. We will find that out on a wonderful Wednesday. Now, my friends, we are at the end of our Marvelous Monday broadcast that finally got underway. Okay, so it has been great to be here with you today and read all of these great books. We will continue to read about 13 Moons. I want to finish that book because I love all of those short stories about the different moons of the different Native American tribes. So we will continue reading selections from that book until our fabulous Friday. All right. So again today, this is day 2 of 12 days of donations. Okay. I encourage you, please donate to UNICEF, the United Nations Children's Fund, that helps children all around the world with different issues. One of the major ones being nutrition and hunger. Do look at the ticker, and all of the information you need is in there. You can go to unicefusa.org to donate any amount that you want to donate and to find out more information about UNICEF USA and UNICEF all over the world. Okay? Well, it was great being with you this evening. I'm so glad I got to read with my young ones, my students, my teacher friends, my parent teacher friends, my parent friends. And I will see you right back here on a wonderful Wednesday on Miss Hope's Reading Hour, day 3 of 12 days of donations. And we will have another organization that I actually found out about today, and I've seen the truck in my neighborhood. So we are going to highlight that organization on Wednesday. Okay. So until then, my friends, I will see you on a wonderful Wednesday.